Check mic. Pyogyalo nidong gyada ngabchunga jik chilo nidong nishsapshi dawashibe tseba nishsenge ni Quincy Panchen Kuncheng Chuji ba Jetsun Tenzin Gedhun Yeshi Thinley Phuntsok pe Sangpo Kongjang Sumju Songa la pebe Kui Chunga Tujen Songji Shugyu Shungzhe Zego Unzu Shuyi Tiringi Shungzhe Zego Dito Kunzhen Zo Estonian Trezo Gi Chinte Ledun Tsokjungi Tsongmitang Estonian Trezo Pedun Gyabgyor Tsokbe Tsokzo Kushab Yukukal Right Cho Pebyobata Mixe Kunjun Du Chegi Densa Tashilumbu Gyabje Kenrimuche Sigyab Kunchen Ngaba Jetsun Tenzin Tubden Rabge Cho Tsejo Ling Jugu Tenzi Gelek Cho Lada Nangbe Tsongdu Tsokzo Kutabdan Lada Nangso Gi Shunuruka Gi Tsokzo Kushab Rigzin Dojila Estonia Trezo Tumi Tarmo Tam Estonia Trezo Gi Tsokzo Nangyong Ken Trezo Tumi Kushab Hen Paulas Deshin Estonia Pedun Gyabgyor Tsokbe Detuba Kushab Royce Strider Che Pepshu Nangyu. Ladies and gentlemen, today is 25th April 2024, and we are officially commemorating the 35th birthday of His Serenity, the 11th Panchen Lama, Jetsun Tenzin Gedhun Yeshi Thinley Phuntsok pe Sangpo. As we observe this significant occasion, we are joined by many esteemed guests. Our chief guest for today is Yoku Kaleret, Honorable Member of Estonian Parliamentary Foreign Affairs Commission, who is also the chair of the Tibet Parliament Group in Estonian Parliament. Our chief guests are Gyabje Sigeb Rinpoche, the abbot of Tashilumbo Monastery, Tsejo Ling Tulgu Tenzi Gelek Rinpoche, the acting president of Ladakh Buddhist Association and the president of Youth Wing LBA Rigzin Dorji, the Honorable Member of Parliament Estonia Tarmo Tam, the Honorable Member of Parliament Estonia Hen Paulas, who is also a former speaker, and we have coordinator of Tibet support groups Estonia, Royce Strider. Zegu unzu gi thongma changma kusheng tho phe ki doga chongba ne ngare da je phe ge khap chembe gelu bigyu. We will begin today's commemoration with Tibetan national anthem. Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts will lead. I request Honorable Sikyong to deliver Kashar's statement.
Lupcho, detention gombo. Me number rowa. Quincy Panchen now Thai Kundan Chuksiba. Jetsun Tenzin Gedhun Yeshi Thinley Phuntsok Pe Sangpo Panchen 하리정도 꾸이 챔백 넘버 셰데 단계 숨 송아 코베 대행기 투진 개발진들 공부초니 개숑기 팀이 먹음 셰기 되대 라왕기 쇼귤 칼라 경신 교내 뉴도 대사다시는 뭐 세기 티방 통보로 샵송 도지 레가 넘버 고투귤 초숨 개와자절 동슈 자고 선대 수신여 직된 지수에 따나 ngazu tarin dir den zoma namda 강기 로방 남기 공부 초니라 중가르기 참슈 룰레 가제당 현점 숭투기 쪼가르 러고바 이내야 진호 건수장군 정부 초기 양시 추제도 문진 제네 인당 숨기 제때 실지동 국제 구주 공간 다왕갑의 체 줍드인기 제몰 야나 숑기 구시 벤젠 충시를 무제 조당 옆 군조 분조 윰 대전 초전 야나 숑기 양시 제주 초중기 초조를 꼬샤 제베 차대 잠바틀레를 무제 궁고르다 제바 진수 젠지 제대 다바르 가손 참에도 교류 남라 닌다 송직 살라 겨와 벤첸시 봄이 쉬군도 잡으신 겨울을 무채당 벤첸을 무채 남니니 로유토 용다기 기록배 땐다 니인라 콩나바니니 르우 기록배 낭 고네 토슈 여바짬도 마세 구텐 림규도 펜준 조국 원진 낭수 여바당 펜주 랍돔 부시에당 펜준 왕 까메 슈즈기 까추 슈즈기 전배 천대기 남들 하장 야채와요 펜진 구된 주바 추 견제죠 경왕 군대 주시버 전부 초당 뒤냠버 도매도 고충신 겨울은 무치 양시 추제도 원진 제대 개설 하된도 얍세 니 실지동 급정업 중 아니로 현좀 셰좀신 실지동 급정업 중 아실로 캐나당 지동 급정업 중 어줄로 캐가르투 얍세 렘베 제유 실지동 급정업 중 어글로 뒤순 중제 개와 얍세 니 셰개고 중화당 개숑기 벤제르 부체 변랑 사신 주규당 망주 주규 ngolo singju shenja sewe tangno o gomba chator tang chajun chenshi ki kyasar phaba phemi bumja tuma marso tang chönju narju o tumi kelam do tangde pyosa yongzo nyewa miyu do phoba tabu yange nedang ngosu sikdo chungtab yongjin nguchur muche tang ngabe Yeshi Sheriff Gyatsusogi Shunela Matopar Yigdu Chidungi Nyenshu Kyanagi Senungi Mingdo Nangde Melo Chupshi Zamgi Ring Gyashungi Zongandu Kunge Tseme Nyongo Chungyobatang Chundru Topje Kyang Pyogi Shenyu Lopsotang Pyogyu Nangde Mirigi Topdanche Gyashungla Mesik Mertuki Shugutang Kunguigi Bebung Gyata Lushe Zeyu 실지동 국제 구주 고글로 구시 벤젠 군대 주바초 공바 현된의 시작돼 로로 롱어 추코르백 두된 제고르 진호 건수장군 정부 초그 상안에 벤젠을 붙여 구솔로 떠바매바당 공연을 떠바매바 실표기 상계 땜바당 양고 잠겐람가 땜 잠곤람에 땜바 니네 표 미리기 릭슈문다 라왕 그텐도 타마쿠소 르타웨 뽀차바 세브레 쯧메 용다레 이주 치드윙기 토네 간주 세부 통데바 디레 덴데 토네 콩니 케부탐바 메도 총아 식당 두개 면함 두수 멤버시 임바 세브레 제당 야 벤제르 무치 초신 시에네 여베 갑라 삼르나 벤제르 무치 그 나로네 슈경규 강 여바테 경기레 삼베 로샤사시 연구요 벤제르 무체 공바 조차베 제라 벼나 강행기 내주시 클라용도 다 벤제는 부채니 매 삼바시 삼려나라 락도 잡아대 시부시 대용도 벤제는 부채 슈드 여러 채나 탑시에 강용시 난그레 삼바시 용구도 제송유 지로치동 국제 고주공원 다왕갑의 제 출신이 신월 권수장군 전부 저기 개와이 앞세기 대람 로규 지당 벽유 난댕기 졸루 따르 림조당 딱바 림젠 또 제대 양시 추제 문지 세다 같은 경 연ang 야나 슝기 첩시기 고고 직보를 들네 세다 낭제기 닌숨버 충실을 붙여다 야비움 고고르도 잡아 젠지기 가송 참여도 줄때 멜로니 쓰고 거신유 지로치동 국제 고주 공안론의 숭 잠리 냠대 계속이 도미 톱단 행강기 캡공 제왕원의 미나 가송 참여도 교배 10주 레드인기 촉중당 계속이 집에 톱단 순교 레드인 촉중 계속이 최대 라완 순교기 칠레 촉중 계속이 독종 날주 연ገብ래 레드인 촉중 속이 낭 벤제 충시 림부체 꼴라 랭롱 슈체 림젠도 나여바 마세 아리땅 리투아니아 German, Czech, Canada, Slovakia, 야가 이탈리, 벨지엄, 일본, 스위스, 대만, 유럽 튼조, 잉글랜드, 호아프리카, 오스트레일리아, 칠리, 스페인 속이 저조 투미당, 숑기 뼈리체, 중시 림부체 내당라 샘섭당, 강유 르르고베 벽유 림드드 낭유, 냠대 개조당, 개지 지존네, 숑시 림부체 내당 꼬르라, 지제 지다르 제경, 야나 숑기 랜뎁 세시 카세시 때네 제메, 지론 이돈 중앙로, 야나 숑기 진섭배, 숑시 림부체 집어 지송달 롭종기 고급 차장 주미 인로당, 치 슈겐 기 순세를 소규 니분난기 메골 셰여바당, 계속이 라완데베 도미 톱당기 켈레 미낭에 야나 슝단 델람체베 내수 년도식 실은 이돈 이슈 다우주고 체 니니 지라체베낭 중세 림부체 미셀 규모터 셰윤 장준기 탈람 레게 고급 톱유제 개숑기 랜뎁 제루 그 독징 실은 이돈 이슈 다우 구베체 유산이니 계속이 최든 로미 톱단 해서 탱 십생업에 더 충실을 붙여 골란 디제 제급 야나 슝기 구접기 겐디 최기니만이 개미 미셀 규모시 임발레 벤제를 붙여 양주 민수 제도 범위 직속이 원에 범마치든 해서 수 저주 아제당 가샤 림주인기 세다카 낭 충실을 붙여 강유를 고베 벽을 쉬어라 구접 평강 소수균의 계지 지조라 튕규로람 톱답기 레든 남왕 잠여바당 계지 배든 랭귀 칸그 쳔베 전주 범위 지속이 슝공 민배 초과하당 배든 갑조로 초과하네 슈두기 랭귀 내망당 제기 densa 다시lum부 ngone 로네 로트 슈ඹ기 랭귀 참 맞춰버 잠여징 실론이 돈 이선이로 군시 벤제 군전 축지버 공당 숨주 소숨로 패베 총가리니 제기 densa 다시lum부 캠보 시geb르부체 조당 시경 행게 아리게서 워싱턴도 저조 공매 초조 낸시 펠로시 조당 베드 믹세 제두버 아즈라제소 제제당 신당갑의 책안이 캐나다의 저조수 연십 총도로 저슈 구접 tenju 남배 튕교로 시geb르부체 초기 벨지엄 당 잉글랜드 소수 무투 슈도 나여버소 게지 지조기 셈구르당 센주 페미 룩퉁기 렌드윈 톰바남 라 갸숑기 겐쿠르랑 베토네 야렌 카야 종메 nganzu changme loyang cheshu shikni penchen ribuchi tada ku choshe yume te yinshin kesi ku choshu yinbe wangdo tana gonglo chune tade par milo nisogu songwe ring kong yabyum dan hendo chalong chungtup yodam 양나 캐량기 코리직도 벽에 자면 숭 미캠버식 쇠여담 벤젠 군대 주벌 마숭 마기 탑저 다운 난신 중세 림부체양 예윤도 뇌캔 대주 톱저 당 저동 지점 땅여담 실은 델람 자체 제배 강라 템베 타실 마기 꼬르베 갸한식이 난도 주여담 양나 벤젠 군대 주벌 난신 니의 미기 미통의 정강시도 주여담 야숑기 콩 카와 부유축의 농동식도 캬도기 나주 땅그 여담 양나 저규를 류규를 제대 예주의 라와식도 제용기 내가 꾸기 여담 랑소 다르라파베 군시 벤진 텐진 게드를 붙여 초 땡상 문의 구수 대탕강 슈 여담 지와 디달라 ngazo len ragme yana shongi 진홍 건설장고 총부촉 문진 투다 제배 벤진 총수를 붙이 시제 조미 톱당당 시림 라원 센트로 제벌 양아 박제 맞이벌 마세 다동 델레도데 시제 범위당 계지 지조낭 콩라 시제 조미 톱당당 시림강 라원 쯔십 시림 라원 쯔고베 레구 뜸바테 콩 수부수구 유로 가질로네 함시에 제바 대리 남양 종기 최답 맹행이 양시 원지기 시제 따름니 개왕같이 켈람버싱 예바르 고바인라 양시 준비 구미니 군대 ngamen 자바tilne 주경 난겐시 용고바 인답 야숑기 원지버스 계지 팀루당 조미 상주 표규 난den기 대대 망소기 렌드 야나 개급기 최동 강질 30년된 셰베 토네 라운드베 도시 초보식 충시를 붙여 투대기 고급 체도 쪼고바당 군시 벤진 텐진 겐드를 붙여 초라 로미 시림기 라왕 예버 쪼고베 벽으시고요 계지 팀루당 로미 랭게지 톱당 쯤에 도로 동귤 딕법 미좀 제겐기 시완 디릭 예바 캬엔도 쇼르세 잠닌 køndir 장된당 시디용의 멍시 낭매도 규르보다 직송 인답 라와 망주 시숑기 시숑카기 군시 벤진 텐진 겐드를 붙여 초 경유 라완 톱귤 누den기 제답 좀나 용화 슈기당 로미 톱당 초박하당 베드엔 캡교로 남베 델루 소소 시숑라 년구기 탑시에 강용 탱귤 벽이 슈와인 대랭기 고급 디규 슈드바 현신이 야숑기 공주제배 겐젠 공주제배 겐젠 노르부 천왕 동마르 퓨리 쭈네 마다바시당 벽이 낭된라 퇴삼기 고급 톱 용현식 인답 야숑기 첩시기 라차르 꼬주 제지기 마론 콕주기 녜유 오도 마수바르 땡상 벽 미릭당 벽이 낭된 유넨 로유스 중만용의 자다 강에 지대 문제 세부로 나와 토네 라니기 겐티 기고카 직숑 메버 쿤네 낭귤레 벽 댄시 미리단 제버 마진기 레샤리양 미좀베 셴구 슌드 중 다들 진홍 건설장고 중부처 구시샤베 깨결 때마다 구시 벤젠 군대 주주바 댄진 겐듀초 강유 라완 톱데 개와의 앞세 겐좀기 계산 교는 유르샤베 면든체 가샤키 다른 군시 벤젠 군대 주주베기 공로숨 송합회백 종가다 답변체 에스토니아 퇴존에 구접까지 폐유 통매 제시협에이나 나온디 세번 쉽게 있는데 내 폐야르데 아주 정경내 배구쇼와 시선체니 다른 벤진 구리 주지백이 총각이 제고 답변체 니만 가시지 파르잔 나로 치수 슈번나 신치니 다른 데 폐되유 I wish to thank the Estonian Parliamentary delegation led by Yuku Kale Red. Yuku is a poet, he is a writer, and he is presently the president of the Parliamentary Group for Tibet in the Estonian Parliament. And he is accompanied by Mr. Han Polos, also a member of parliament, and also speaker, former speaker and president of the Tibet Parliamentary Group in the Estonian Parliament. According to the protocol of the Estonian Parliament, the speaker is the second most highest ranking officer in Estonia. And the third member of parliament, Mr. Tarmo Tam, he is also a member of parliament of the Estonian Parliament and a member of the Tibet Friendship Group in the Australian Parliament. Mr. Andres Herkel, behind, is a former member of Estonian Parliament and also a journalist. And all the activities in Estonia are normally headed by Roy Strider, and he has been involved along with Andres to host His Holiness for 3 times to Estonia in 1991, 2001, and 2011. And they are accompanied by Ellery Porosan, who is a partner of Yuku, and Annabelle Pirutalo, partner of Roy Strider. And they are also accompanied by our representative of the Office of Tibet in London, Mr. Sunam Singh Frasi. Today we are gathered here to mark the special occasion of the 35th birthday of His Eminence, the 11th Panchen Rinpoche, Tenzin Gendi, Yeshi Phuntsok. On this special occasion, we fervently pray that His Eminence may soon be able to break the shackles of the Chinese government's illegal captivity to freedom and assume his rightful throne to the Tashinumbu Monastery. It is also a day for us to engage in customary festivity to celebrate the Panchen Rinpoche's birthday. Unfortunately, the Panchen Rinpoche's whereabouts and that of his parents, Phuntsok and Dechen Chudun and Charir Chambatile Rinpoche, who had been appointed chairman by the Chinese government search committee, remain unknown after they are forcibly abducted by the Chinese authorities on the night of 17th May 1995, just 3 days after His Holiness the Dalai Lama recognized him as the true reincarnation of the previous Panchen Lama. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Panchen Rinpoche, considered the sun and moon by the Tibetans in the sky, are the two foremost holders of the Gelugpa tradition of Tibetan Buddhism in history. Not only are they the highest ranking masters of the Gelugpa tradition, but they have a long history of spiritual relationship in terms of recognizing each other's successive reincarnations, bestowing ordinations on, and transmitting teachings to each other. Born in Amdo around the same time as His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and after being recognized as the reincarnation of the Panchen Rinpoche by His Holiness, they met in 1952, personally in Lhasa. They together visited China and India in 1954, 55, and in 56, 57, respectively, 56, 57 in India, respectively. The turmoil in 1959 resulted in their separation, following which the Chinese government appointed Panchen Rinpoche as the deputy chairman of the so-called Preparatory Committee of the Autonomous Region of Tibet. The Panchen Rinpoche had witnessed the atrocious land and democratic reforms, the so-called pacification of the rebellion, destruction of monasteries, forced disrobing of monks and nuns, the massacre, imprisonment, and torture of hundreds of thousands of Tibetans, and the untimely death of many Tibetans, which brought hell on earth to Tibet. Despite the insistence of his tutor, Mucho Rinpoche, Ngabu, Geshe Sherab Gyatso, and others, Panchen Rinpoche submitted the 70,000 character petition to the Chinese Prime Minister. As a result, he suffered immeasurable suffering in the Chinese prison for more than 14 years. Following his release from incarceration, with unshaken determination, he tirelessly advocated for the education of Tibetans, the promotion and preservation of Tibetan Buddhism, and the rights of the Tibetan people. On the 10th death anniversary of the 10th Panchen Rinpoche in 1999, His Holiness, this is on the 20th death anniversary of the 10th Panchen Rinpoche in 1990, that is the 10th anniversary, His Holiness the Dalai Lama said, Panchen Rinpoche has been a hero who has sacrificed his life for the cause of the Tibetan people's culture and freedom. Despite threat to his life, and especially for the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa, this is indisputably well known. We can see it clearly from his 70,000 character petition. In this way, he is an extraordinary person with aspirations that have ripened in time. When Panchen Rinpoche was alive, I could think he would do whatever he could to help Tibet. After the Panchen Rinpoche's demise, whenever there was a crisis in Tibet, I would think that it was terrible that the Panchen Rinpoche was not there. If Panchen Rinpoche were here, I would think he would do everything possible to alleviate the sufferings of the Tibetans inside Tibet. On 14th May 1995, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, following the traditional Tibetan Buddhist rituals and tests, announced the unmistakable reincarnation of the 10th Panchen Rinpoche. However, 3 days later, the Chinese government abducted him along with his parents, and since then, 29 years have passed and their whereabouts remain unknown. Since 1995, the case of the enforced disappearance of the 10th Panchen Rinpoche has been consistently discussed in the UN Working Group on Enforced or Involuntary Disappearances, UN Human Rights Commission Special Investigation Group on Forced Disappearances, the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child, Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Religion or Belief, UN Convention Against Torture, and other committees. Likewise, members of parliaments and governments in the United States, Lithuania, Germany, Czech Republic, Canada, Slovakia, India, Italy, Belgium, Japan, Switzerland, Thailand, the European Union, UK, South Africa, Australia, Chile, and Spain, among others, have expressed a serious concern about the situation of the Panchen Lama and have called for his immediate release. The Chinese government has not responded clearly to questions about the whereabouts of Panchen Rinpoche raised by the United Nations and the international community. In 2015, the Chinese government spokesperson claimed that the Panchen Rinpoche is receiving education like other children and that he does not want to be disturbed by anyone. The report from a 5-member UN human rights experts in their meeting with the Chinese government on 2nd June 2020, the Chinese government claimed that Panchen Rinpoche received free compulsory education when he was a child, passed the college entrance examination, and now has a job. Similarly, on being questioned on Panchen Rinpoche during the 45th session of the UN Human Rights Council held on 22nd September 2020, the Chinese government's representative said the Gedhun Yima is a common Chinese citizen and not the reincarnation of Panchen Rinpoche. The Central Tibetan administration has persistently called on the immediate release of Panchen Rinpoche through resolutions passed in the Tibetan Parliament in exile and in statements of the Kashak. The officers of Tibet carried out various campaigns to garner support from the international community. Similarly, non-governmental organizations such as the International Campaign for Tibet and Tibet support groups worldwide have initiated numerous advocacy campaigns. The Tashilumbu Monastery has unceasingly carried out campaigns for the release of Panchen Rinpoche. On the occasion of the 33rd birthday of Panchen Rinpoche in 2022, Venerable Sigyep Rinpoche, abbot of the Tashilumbu Monastery, along with Sikyong, met with Nancy Pelosi, the then Speaker of the US Congress, and Azra Zair, the US Special Coordinator for the Tibetan issues. They also participated in a testimony in the Canadian Parliament on the 5th May. With the coordination of the officers of Tibet, Venerable Sigeb Rinpoche carried out advocacy campaigns in Belgium and England, among others. Sadly, the Chinese government has not heeded to the genuine concern and appeal of the international community and the Tibetans in exile. Our most pressing concern is whether the Panchen Rinpoche is still alive or not. If he is presumed to be alive, had he been brought up with his parents from the age of 6 up till now for the last 29 years? Or had he been kept in a remote environment to become someone who can't even speak Tibetan? How much the people around him might have abused and tortured him, just as the Chinese Communist Red Guard subjected the 10th Panchen Rinpoche through struggle session. Has he been confined within the high walls of a Chinese prison with no communication with the outside world? Or had he been kept in solitary confinement with no sight of the sunlight, cold and hunger? Or just as the 10th Panchen Rinpoche, was he being tortured by the Chinese government with cold and hunger in a place battered with blizzard? Or is he being forced to work as a slave in a labor camp? Is the Panchen Lama, who has reached his prime age, really living a healthy life? These are the vital questions which remains unanswered. The Chinese government has brazenly violated fundamental human rights and freedoms of Panchen Rinpoche recognized by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Moreover, it alleges that the appeals made by Tibetans in exile and the international community to restore his fundamental human rights and freedoms are disturbing him. Such tactics to hoodwink the international community is untenable. The underlying philosophy of the reincarnation system is that one must accept the concept of rebirth. The purpose of the appearance of a reincarnation is to continue the predecessor's unfinished work. Therefore, respecting the international law, human dignity, aspirations of millions of followers of Tibetan Buddhism, and their national laws, the Chinese authorities should immediately allow an independent fact-finding commission to have access to Panchen Rinpoche, who should be given his basic human rights. Giving free rein to those regimes that brazenly violate international law and human rights is tantamount to neglecting the foundation of peace and justice in the world. Therefore, we appeal to all free democratic governments to take effective measures to secure the immediate release of Panchen Rinpoche. We call on the human rights organizations and supporters of the Tibetan cause to take all possible steps to appeal to their governments. Taking this opportunity, the Kashak would like to urge Gyaltsen Nobu, who was appointed by the Chinese government, and he being a Tibetan and someone who had the opportunity to study Tibetan Buddhism, should not become a political tool of the Chinese government's sinister motives. Instead, he must recognize the unprecedented danger threatening the survival of the Tibetan people and Tibetan Buddhism, and fearlessly undertake his responsibility and not commit any act that would hurt the Tibetans and Tibet's spiritual and political cause. Finally, I pray for the long life of His Holiness Dalai Lama and the immediate release of His Eminence, the 11th Panchen Rinpoche, Tenzin Gendu. May the two be united very, very soon. Thank you.
Tuchena. Tene pende pemi manchidu tsozu chone pemi manchidu lenzo gi sungshe nang gyu. I request Honorable Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile to deliver the statement of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile.
Today, Kinzi Panchen Kunten Chujiba Jetsun Tenzin Gendi Hintine Phuntsok Phuntsok Cho Gondon Sonjo Songala Pepe Kuin Trunkar Duchen Sunzi Zeki Kop Chijuru Shangen Shoyu Gendi Gi Den Nambatan Pemi Jinzuche Zezo Lezu Namba Sigi Lezer number. Sheji dancer, Traki Limbi Kembo, Shoji Zijo Rimboji Cho, Tsejoli Rimboji Cho, Lada Nombin Sondi Tsoti Kutsap, Kushop Rinzin Dojin Cho, Estonia, Beden Joshua Topin Dirty Bakushop, Ro Sitardar Cho, Estonia Tozo Timi Kusho, Talmo Tam Cho, Estonia Tozo Jitsozo Surbaton Tozo Timi Kusho, Hen Polu Ascho, Estonia Tozo Shinder Leden Sojong Gitsomidang, Tozo Benden Joshua Topit Sozo Kushop, European Color Reading Cho, Yayo, Kundre Nambadang, Mozo, Flotu Chela, Pem Moshindin Hanzoto, getting in some Trashi de Shuayi. Terrain Kinzi Panchen Rimboche, Kunchen Chuchiba, Jetsun, Tenzin Gendi, and Tinan Penzo Parzombo, Cho, Gondoson to Songala Pepe, Kui and Tongarch, the Shepherd engine Nimon De, Pe Yijin Nisu Nebe, Peri Penda Yola, Gassi Nimo Kache Hichaye, Yenayang, Yonsi Rimboche, Shanjar Sunde Tamyo Mepar, Longo Juda, Gahi Shimbane, Pekawa Riban Namla, Shodungi, Tora Jimbi, Tizu Jijong Chaye, Yonsin Choti Rimboche Cho, Shilotidon Gujajat Jago, Dawa Yibi, Tse Nyaku Tanga, Sadil, Benda Sumbi Tse Jugunin, Ben Naju, Kul, Harizon, Yok Concho Pinzodan, Yo Dechen Chedeni Sesu Kunchu, Jancho Region Down, Panchen Content Region Lalap Down, Tenzin, Yonsi Ngenzi Nore, Jie, Timo Maim Bin Delwa Yaba Yin, Konsan Chone Tokur Chegiji, Peji Sojindo, Chushuji Nongo Katar, Lone Lotel Tache Nenten Rimbar Nontar, Pen Hiba, Dawa Sumbi Tsejonga, Shilotidon Goja Guchukonga, Dawa Ngabi Tsejuginin, Panchen Content Jubi Yonsi, Chudra to Ngenzi Noto, Tenzin Gendi Yehen Tinan Penzo Parzombo Hen Sen Sorhin, Shapten Sonde Yenden Hindu Jeba Jaton Zeye, Detin Yonsi Tankerchi Sada Shang, Konsan Choki, Yonsi Ngenzi Noi Sada Terre, Shilotidon Goja Guchukonga, Dawangabi Tsejudinin, Jana Margunkin, Timgal Nime Yunuso, Rono Kondenji, Lohi Shebatom to Maze, Koptere Gondo Dula Sembi, Yonsin Chotirimboche, Chodang, Konki Yamu Konkor, Benjaminboche, Yonsi Zehi Sojongi Sozo, Shadarimboche Jie, Jana Margunki, Zenti Ji, Garson Chameto Jurde, Tacha Longo, Nyaku Tago Korye. Chela Yichedo, Kellen Tawan Mijen Ken, Jana Marbi Yongi, Benjaminbochen Choki, Sobdo, Chew Yenhi, Yonsi Yingirji, Chopsi Gungo Corner Yanham Shejang, Sonogo the Shongan Choki, Gundi Chijin Yamancho, Quincy Panchen Content to be Yansi to Nganzin Zeba Terror, Yiji Pemi Yandon, Zonlin Change Nova Tse, Yonsi Tidali Yimba, Nene Shunwara, Joroatawa Netonto Meba Maze, Kola Jombi, Tendamla, Sele Namio Mebara, Tembo Nenge Yin. Panchen Kokoma Kinzi, Panchen Rimboche Content Juba, Jetsun Tenzin Thinley Jime Chiju Onshu Parzombo Chone, Tatu Petensi Mirij Tendo, Nitop Hason Humbar Meba Nehi, Pesa Yonso, Peminam Jagongi, Zeno to Kadu Chinda Nyo Yimbi Kor, Shilotiton Goja, Jojo Reni, Dawangabi Tsetjobjinin, Janaki Silen, Tau and Lai Lala, Yendo Tit Dinje, Here you Pilno. Tela Tene, Jana Marhun Sope, Pencherimbojan Chola, Tenzin, Shenji, Huche, Sheba Maze, Melo Godon, Dango Chutamri, Jana Pekin to Tsengono, Kanyaro, Yugeshun, Tar Tendor Shumatang, Pet Tensi Miri, Reyundo Jebra, Hyote, Conle, Nanhi, Habarto, Pechi Kei Te, Seso Sarbahi, Tunoaso, Hajon Zeji Cheve, Pemir Cutting Somji Michopahi in. Yonsi Content Chuchi Bancho, Gondron Trune, Jana Margungi Tentiji, Carson Chamedo Tane, Tacha Longo Neku Tago Korhi, Tenen Zomni Nyomde Jaso Shibi Todongi Tenzin Kagin Rudendong Garso Chembo Jury Kone Kop Dedi Zomni Nogi Chopsi Zamba Chunhe de Chaye Yonsi Rimboje Cho Shilo Jidong Guja Guju Konga Dawangabi Tse Judine Zenti Shebane Zung Long Komorin Jana Margungi Zenti Shebara Ngelen Sheme Shilo Jidong Guja Guju Kodu Dawangabi no Yine Jana Margungi Kongi Pama Nine Hukil Shunlu Ji Yungi Sunsho Wo Kanyara Shegin Yotsir Jebate Zenti Sheba Salvo Rantre Shunye Wenjang Yonsi Rimboje Cho Kun Tsoyu Yimin Neto Tohi Le Yonde Dinzu Kadang Doyan Tsoba Ka Yonde Maimbe Gerje Tohi Ba Su Gongla Yang Tabar Hyanjar Huji Kokop Te Meba Maze Roami Topdang Dong Chode Ron Sola Zime Dorol Sobjen Tang Dang Tang Yet Yonsi Rimboje Cho Dang Kongi Nomi Je Jana Margungi Kondo Kanyara Yeme Dang Kuzu Dedang Yimin Je Te Zewon Wone Mena Gason Chame Du Juri Jarso Zehin Sochung Dang Zomni Nyomde Jaso Jin Roami Todong Henzo Ji Shibi Todong Sunsho Chelen Sochung Zaso Ji Chode Ron Sunsho Chelen Sochung Jaso Jin Roami Todong Gi Chindi Kutop Zomni Nyomde Jaso Ji Dojon Narji Nyensho Le Sochung Soji Kop Dedi Sosoro Jana Yola Nehyu Trepa Tang Dite Sheba Shenji Nyento Temba So Shun Yenang Jana Margyung Ki Yotop Kona Shedo She Yimbale Neto Ngoma Jin Su Konlan Kote Maje Pe Shebob Tere Yeche Meba Maze Jashin Timlu Donga Yeba Ngenzin Shegin Ye Panchen Kunchen Chujiba Chembon Cho Jana Margyung Ki Tenzin Wone Jonyur Lotro Yontop So Zomni Nyonde Jaso Jitze Jashi Yondon Jinzu Ka Jashi Trezo Timi Dang Peden Jobshor Tsoba Jashin Roami Topdong Shophu Kong Trezo Timi Gersone Jana Yonla Nehyu Tete Rimbojen Cho Gonyur Letro Gebe Bekili Yonyon Nang Ye Shon Tsung Pemi Jinzu Dang Shenke Dansa Trashin Limbo Yonde Mimbe Tsoba Ka Sone Jashi Si Yondo Trezo Timi Sola Panchen Rimbojen Cho Dong Kongi Nomi Shada Rimbojen Cho Je Jaye Zewone Gonyuru Letro Yontop La Jobshoro Yongi Hudu Robdo Rimba Sheye Pemi Moshindin Henzo Ji Tone Jashi no Chenyir Ji Hudu Sheye Ba Maze Trezo Namso Kop Yonde Donsen Nyamshi Ji Trecho Jit Jana Yonla Shenje Don Bekil Robdo Rimba Shedo Shegen Ye Konda Shongen Chembon Chone Tu Tsewa Chembe Kinzi Panchen Rimboche Yonsin Tidal Ngenzin Zenongi Kadin Yela Tegin Do Yonsi Rimbojen Chogi Neton Sato Tole Ndeyen Tsome Ngala Senkyu Cheshiji Mbembo Yongi Kurma Hyujo Tang Jana Margyun Nejang Kinzi Panchen Rimbojen Chodon Konkor Jebe Nebop Ngebardo Shisar Nosal Zogeba Nenkiri Shajoyin Kinzi Panchen Kunchen Chujiba Jetsun Tenzin Gendi Yehin Tilen Penzo Parzombon Cho Konkon Saryu To Jana Margyun Ki Zewon Zenne Wone Jone Nudo Letro Yonatang, Pemido Nomba Yane, Rimbojen Choki, Seger Nudo Yarhin, Kukomin Zapar Daki Shongen Yome, Melon Sonde Shuda Hugen, Tade, Pemilana Maybe Uti, Shenoro Konsa Shongen Chimboncho, Komsun Shendo Kundon, Harperdo, Daja Konjema Namje, Gambo Tambar Kote Hyobe Kaljar Tenzin, Tuji Yangon Tada Keme Ninja Dobatang, Peden Denda Nudo Salve, Mendi Hujoje. Pemi Shinzi Henzo Ne, Romne Hindu, Shilo Neto Negazaye, Dawa Yibi Tinyangala, Tuchena.
Tuchena, Phuntsok. Dijela, Kundre Zota, Mixe Kundre Namne, Pimitic Zu Chidi Legone, Panchen Kunteng Juji Bachogi, Kui Kungar Nimor, Chedu Dumbe Shube, Quincy Panchen Rimuchi Choda Deve, Thank you. I would like to request Honorable Chief Guest and the special guest to unveil the custom jigsaw puzzles on the theme China released the 11th Panchen Lama, arranged by the Department of Information and International Relations, Central Tibetan Administration. Tene kui chunga gi tende chunche do pende pyo mi ma chi du chong cho da pende si gyong cho kunjun zu cho thana shin kyab ji si gyab rum che cho ne ngar se ti go de sheje nang gyu. May I request Honorable Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Honorable Si Kyong, Honorable Chief Guest, and Kyabje Sigeb Rinpoche to begin the ceremonial cake cutting. Tene pyoge doga tsogwane che zom shube lushe penchen chogi nima sheba sigu shugyungi. The Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts will present a song of gratitude titled Penchen Chogi Nima. Tuchena, tene mixer kunjuen jegi densa tashilumbe kapje khen muchesi kap kuntenga ba Jetsun Tenzin tubden rabge chone kalob nangyu. I would like to request our special guest, the abbot of Tashilumbo Monastery, Kapje Sigep Rinpoche, to address the gathering.
La. 동인인지 손도 주벨람. 체제선제 강제 된절고 차나베모 된전 겨솔라. 소환데서 신대 른조쇼. 잠린 시대 대변 사dengi Gedhun 용조기 나다 랑장 벽이 라나메베 우티 간진 숨dengi 다기 캔르무치 진노 공사 겸견 경화 탐제 견지 스버침부 초라 고숨 구샤 원도 따네 테린들 유 비미 진주네 투겐 조르시데 슝제토 누조데 den신기 공부 근시 벤친 탐제 견지 스버침부 군진 주지보 지준 Tenzin 긴도 이시틀레 본조배 상부초 공장 숨주 송을 배배 꾸이 총걸 송지 쉬외 제고 체도 칩규까지 경배 밴딩 시경 미제 공원 밴버스린 초당 체드 팀시버 초 밴딩 배미만 지디 초조 제부 초당 관련 넘버 밴딩 간된 포장기 중심 넘버당 라와징기 대전 카기 긴지 넘버 배미만 지디 균례당 초슈 지디 넘버 가수르의 지수르 넘버 다리 제고들 체도 믹스 군진 갑제 세조를 링ርን 부치 초 대신 비미 진주 행강 카게 총치중 넘버 라다니 체도 배배 벤진 부치 대구리 갑교 난게 낭소 초조 구접린진 도제 초당 이스토니아소 시계 유주 칸에 배배 Pedin Gabjoa number Gwende Kagi Kenlin Lene number Lobgate Lutub number Shungde the Shungde Mimbe Sode Kagi Ginzi number Chingi Ube Dunzo Mimang Yongla Kube Shije Dancer Tashi Lumbu Duma Yongi Sabshude Gagui Iranda Che Jumi Samji Tashi de le Shugudan Chapchi Yongkap Seda Rojan Shuguin 근시 벤친 군진 주지보 지준 Tenzin 긴데 이시틀레 본조배 상부초 공장 숨주 송알배배 꾸이 중걸 뒤진인기 용접세다 누조데 den신기 공부 근시 이시기니마 벤친 탐지 견지 스고침보 지준 Tenzin 긴데 이시틀레 본조배 상부초니 배 나줄 하리 정도 yap군조 분조당 용대진 최종이기 세수 꾸담네 장자 실부 숨주 송아코 꾸이 중걸 뒤진기 니문들 시제 densa tashi lumbu hade mide yone kosum ngobo rabdu tuji 가규 초슈 롱네 대바다 담지 요 부자 매버 저민기 참지 자시들의 수교당 다다 공부초 강중 댄저든도 사초 강도 쇼예강 꿀라니제 제매 마고버 소신 쇼베 선대 면도 수교인 대변 밀로 야자 카시나 군시 벤친 군진 림버 좀 남니 체제 좀 솜다 개준 상숨기 윤den기 벨도 나외 개초 군진 림전 남당 펜준 라롭기 출송대 폐규 낭된 출루기 댐베 쿠르신 다그리 셰신 잠당 인지에 탑긴 조안음 내갑다 타두기 남상불 치대 강준 댄저 된신 레버리 깡바르 제베 표미 꾼기 나균도 남라 니만다와 살라 야와 벤친시 개왕 엽세 남니라 대규 제 토슈기 시지 상보 응아르니 회사 때문에 발숨도 롱다르 자신치 학벌 군시 벤친 군진 주바침부 초니 배기 루규 체가색 체외 드림랑 꾸나 차신 신앙기 갱에 나서 르진베고 배 띵시 용조 자외 요도 최대 공사하민 남제 겸근 경화 야외 원부 탐지 견지 스버침부 초 야가를 파베유도 칩시 요거 중갑수 벤신 군진 주바침부 초기 고거를 낭막하지네 벤신 림부지 초장 텔도 치기엘라 전주도 펩그 샵그 양양 슈강 공기 센시 때네 만나월 다다 개왕 탐지 캠프 침부초 파유도 칩규 낭토바니 배기 띵시니라 하장 개네 침부 차유 디칠 나 배낭기 미망냠도 기도 냠용체데 내버도 되고 봐 차버리 디니 나라 밥에 유에도메베 랭겐양 레제 투다 최배 송네 슐리 배반남기 권겹 봉조수 쇼대 야마르숑기 배낭 체 독습 체베 세주 장민 라다르체데 배반남 동행기 가설 진급 콩네 잼선 강야 메버 야나 의숑라 배반 동행리 겹답수 이주 체등기 니슈표데 로시링 회사 때문에 발숨도 독습진기 리규 장민 배외 년제 태르된다 능주진기 시주 요상고베 레베낭 대다기 겐제데 콩라 배기 개설 하사당 야나 베진 소소 미망기 둔설 탑진 잡고 포바당 타르칠로 직동급제 축주 랩겔로 베진도 정강라 주네 밀로시부 줄라녀월 미나 전동도 동대 나주 세명 양구 중요 wengang gomba choni jigden miyudir samshin jowe tundu jembe kibo tamba chumeshi yimbe chelo chigdong gubje dunju dendun lor zendro topche todop shumbar meba laryang gyashungla dunke to pegi deden zetabgi gongbar cheshi zede lorab geju nang kungome pe du kamsumgi shingro mimangi chowar ngusu sikship nangwar pepshin pegi giyida churi sungyong 낭교당 망소기 최대한다 벤조이야기 동탑 크루유 송겹기 랭규 배미망 남라 체리다 팅뒤기 롭종追규소 초 강지 테네 요네 녀르도 배 미리 띵이 야튼징기 미리시도 규탑수 꿀레 세메견 터 칠로직동급게 겨주가고 레 나와탐베 체니슈 게니 로버도 공부조고 중화래 gombocho kumashe kong rangja nam nawe lapchewe domsi chi yobani lela zunshi pangar tembe pe mirigi purap sakyugi chenyela minebe shuje chamozamya ngei mitse na mijobe tamja shayu jeba tere ngache kongi kuze jejela chirmiji teba ina domsi dini kongi kuze jetinda luda chimashin jobe gyurmegi 담자 땜부임바 세보 또투 태양 ngārsi gyāwān yabsi namnyi war penchūn chūgū ngūnzin shūrēdāng lā lōbgi dhāwa tūmō mā yīmbi lūgyūgi gyabchūn tsendēn yuwa tō shījī pēmī yōngi ngūndun shīn jinrōng gōngsa gyamgīn chīmbu chōni pē nākchū lhārī zōng gōngsu chūngbē kiwō gāndun chūgī nima chō hālē lūngdēn dāng tūmbar penchūn gūndun chūba chīmbu yīngsi chūmen du ngūnzin sēdā nāwānda dhā 첼로 지동 국제 구조공아 친당압의 제 줍신이 용자 세다나 짱나와리 외경 표방 지딩기 선은 멤버당 야마르 슝기 비 왕귤기 인주 독습 첨배 양시 초조 rinpoche 야비용 구코당 배기 댄서 자시 림비 운진당 양시 최시 소중기 운진 지조 구샵 차제 참바 틸렌 rinpoche 초소 제 용조 참말 전송 전티 체대 다버 가르 지중 수양 통도매바 교리 밀루스 시부 니슈 자구 대신 진호 공사 경관 전부 초안에 근시 벤친 군진 주배 영시 투명 문진 나와니 류규기 안조를 제배 개왕 첨부시 이메 다다양 양시 초주 rinpoche 하장 이교신 탑두배 내당 오도 하루수 교리 여바당 안조 슝게 상면 개초 엽세 송기 제진라 퇴지도 오 봉대 슈 마두바니 신도 로밤기 내수 교류여 근시 벤친 군진 주지바 초당 구샵 차제 rinpoche 제 가르 셰도당 뉴르도 르제 용답수 시제 댄서 자실림비 응외니 다버 잠링나 탑시 강유 슈신 하바랑 아주 제기 댄서 자실림비 캔라 두망 용니 냠제 계속이 제 잠링 샤르누 개갑 망베 내유 슝제 미나당 최소하게 투미 대신 순내 미망 동자망도 내든 제제다 젤 갑주를 용외 레베 슈당 슈신 외강 다버 야나 슝기 근시 초당 구샵 차제 rinpoche 구셰 내당당 가르유 속에 내주 카세시 자원이 전용 매버리 다동 내된 디 갱기 시슈 댄서 자시 림비 친난도 예배 긴든 받주 미망 카지라 도영의 잼벌 민다네 강중도 진송당尊주 제대 나르지 냥다 용시여 야나 슝조네 아주 레베다 구든라 야렌 제규 다제 제규 파셔 종교를 계획 구이 영시 문진 시조 꼬랑 년샘 칭시 강중 태주 제배 유주 잠미 심심바 꾸인기 통셀 임배 시제 표미 진당 배기 낭비 진주바 용기 내버도 이섭 도굴당 장중 대부 남구 레두 제 대링기 갑디규 부규 슌대중 대링 유표미 진주네 믹셀기 구직 낭대 근시 벤친 구직 주지바초 공장 숨주 송을 배배 구이 총가를推进 송지 낭시 여바리 딘닝 내버도 낭 거바다 낭 외바시 근시 벤친 견든 측이 니마초 공로 조네 나서 배기 된된치도 면배 정강낭도 쉬고 중요바리 다자 공로 숨주 송아 폐기 여경 나서 공지된 미유들 소수 예매자면 시기 매바리 대르때 나서 슈망 로카 찍도 젤리신 누바냠도 뽕데 자라기 레규 빼올규 탑게 주동기 야나슝기 면배 정강도 예배 근시 초당 구샵 자제를 뭐지소 로법당 라갸 신도 체외 베미리 랍신기 기분남 녀도 겹탑 난거 디네 가서 네버도 죽게베 토몽기 긴지 쳔보시 티링기 고갑 디규 다버 근시 초당 구샵 자제를 뭐지소 레제 용답수 계지낭 갑교를 난긴 개갑 카기 우치 나바당 술내 미망용 뉴인의 투지체 슈규당 대신 유비미 진수기 유 내든 디토 레규 뱅겐 슝제다 슝제 마인베 초바카당 냠슈 난켄 세르게 미망용라 제수 이랑 슈와단 델 나츠 데데 마주바르도 무투데 갑교르다 레규 가만 페로낭 셰 레규 nembu 슈규이 다든 진노 공사 경계 전부 초 강중 땡제 디기기 시자 담버 고세 샤베 깨결 땡진 랍진 투기 셰공타다 개면 흉기 주바당 근시 벤친 군진 죽지부 초 고세 샤베 깨결 땡진 고계기 사망 엠바는 뮤르도 시네 링미 포장 첨부 보달라 Gecho Yepse Nami, Sershel Handsome To, Pebang Yongla, Digi Zoden, Sarbe Nima Nudur Chave, Mundinche, Dancer Tashilumbu, Lajil Hangandang, Panchen Itini Shabju Ledun Tenekan, Tumone, Chilo Nidon Nishu Zapshi, Dawashi Vetse Nishu Ganila, Toshi.
Tuchena, Tene mixe kunju Tsejoling Chugu Tenzi Gelek Chone Kalubnangyu. I would like to request our special guest Tsejoling Rinpoche to address the gathering.
Tashidile, may I have the permission of today's chief guest and Honorable Sikyong Chitu Sokso to share my personal thoughts on His Holiness the Panchen Lama, Panchen Rinpoche, and read out in the Tibetan language. Taringi Nimodi, Kunsi Panchen Rinpoche, Kunde Chujiba, Chegi Nimacho, Kongrang Sumju Songa Pepe, Tungar Sumzi Hugu Tunsashi Yingyang, Chokju Rinpoche, Mwene Karsong Chamedang, Tata Kuso Shu, Yume Kyang, Masheba Yimbe Yigyu, Tuzu Jiyan Yin, Kang Tarya Gusi Panchen Rinpoche, Losan Chegi Gensen Sung, Panchen Yekute Rimjun, Yi Pegi Chodan Rishunla, Zeje Chembo Shagyu. Hakbar Panchen Rinpoche, Kunde Juba Chegi Gensen Choni, Pegi Tempa the Chepsi Shinto Nyaktrawe Tusu, Kunyen Zemegi Pegi Chepsi the Choda Rishun, Nyamba Larso Zeba, Pena, Pedi Tuangula, Rangze Zangme Gyakapsi Yinkyang, Rangze Zangme Tuando Tabzu Chena, Gyaga Topgyur Tuyun Shinto Rinpo Gorgyu Yimbe, Der Ringla Pe Miritang, Choda Rishun Sangpo Deda, Salado Dugyu Nyanga Shinto Chewar Signe, Pe Gyanyi Pengi, Tabram Pe Yongzola, Rangyo Seten Yungur Bezen Nangde, Gyashungda, Yigdu Tidun Shebe Nishu Pewala Dene, Longo Chuta Gewe Ring, Zunju Gi Gongen Chenpo Chungyu, Tabram Dini Gyawarin Buchi Ume, Lamgi Suju Da, Jikyu Chakyu, Cheso Gyanagi Sishun, Gyura Chenpo Chine, Zongani Lutu Topche Pedu Pebne, Zowo Pegi Miri Tumo Mayimba Deso, Ne Tumigi Pegi Gerira Rag Levers, Signe Piyu Kangsar, Lobda Sarzugi, Piyu Lobji Cheduchuk, Dishin Pegi Sangege Tembani, Zamling Yuju Shana Mebe Donga Yonzo Temba Sangra Manorwadang, Te Shuk Ken Chebe Rishun Sangpo, Takche Nyame to Songwanam, Larsu Che, Nangden Zugla Kan Lomnya, Kang Namla Nyamsodang, Pegu Nangden Lomnya Kang, Sarzu Nawadang, Handen Melam Chemo, Kyasodang, Ter Geshe Tamjo, So Che Tuba Chungyu, Kanya Gindu Lomnya de Gune Temple, Yungur, Sodab Shanla, Tem Magobar, Benjoki Dishi, Temboshi Gobar Signe, Benjoki, Tugugi, Yeshi Mango Tunyu, Donna, Kongi, Pegi Temba Chepsi Tundu, Tamden Tabjun Nangu Shumba Mebe, Powu Chembodang, Pena Temba Chepsi, Zeme Chembo Shaken, Kongla Hagwashi Chungmeba, Changme Kensere. Dene Benjo Chuga Yansi Nimacho, Kanye Dan Tremana, Tasu Lomir Tarsune, Tembe Gengur Shete, Lapsen Zidi, Yeshin to Shu Yaba Kormacha. Tata Lassen get top down, Tasho Mikumashi, Rawan Zanya Meba, Lomam Shinduchi. Wengan, Gami Zone, Little Yuva, Tablam, Yuguzadugi, Yusing the Bena, Namshi Dudun Drube Rawa, Sawan Meba Mayimbar, Dedar Mutube, Navi Regu Shugudang. Tadun Yangsi Rinpoche, Nudu, Lutugi, Gawayapse, Shenjada, Zidi Gebe, Mendu, Shuguyin. Tadundu, Consul Namde Ganguan Gawa, Tamje Kenji, Siva Chembucho, Uzi Shabetenji, Tugish, Duntungi Dube, Mendu Dang, and Taring Aladi, Chide Legune, Zawa de Dusho, Gadin Zawa, Gadunda, Charana Gisama, La Samdida, Tashi de Les Shuayi, Tujiche.
Tene penden sikyon chone jegi densa tashilumbune dunbe shube chakdeb kha nga unche nangyu. I request Honorable Sikyong to launch 5 books published and distributed by Tashilumbu Monastery. Chakdeb didani tsugla ramjamba da shungchen nyamshi ba chilen wanchu lagi tizom nangwa densa Tashilumbu kebe gyuzom shimju. Tene densa Tashilumbu kebe sungbum karcha. Tene rikshung chezom tithabda chezom chokdik sumdagi tile. Deshin densa Tashilumbu lobnyer wanamgi tizom nawe songe tuetsik tise yangye shabashidu. Dijela densa Tashilumbu lobje tuyde plumbu zegen chebe chakdebdi. Tushena. Dijela pyogi sheba tsiring gurme lane chenga zomdi shube Quincy Panchen rimbuche tulushi bygyu. Next is the Song of Appreciation composed and presented by Tibetan singer Tsiring Gurme.
Tashtilel. Adri Pinjerumbuche Kunte Chukjiba Chibocho Kunta Sumstongalia Pebegi Tindelia Samdi Tashtile Shuata Engigitanda Palogobi Tashlumbugombeki Jazum Nangbeki Pinjerumbucheki Tuluchik Namotsolia Bulam Shuchawaches and Shuai Tushe. 공개해야지. 니마 양라 슈베 가웨죠 진도 민베 좀베 마카지 Dawa dinki di pelo dadi dunge ning la su pe na su che ho dunge ning la su pe na su che Mündo zunanya dungeche Shiche ilalame sherete Chamze galo chukinga tade Nuche sungteregu melamde 뉴제 숭tö리 구멜람데 Lama ke Gusi Panchen ke Lama ke Gusi Panchen ke Dina tu kya ni ma ya na ye Dawa di kya se ning na ye Zembu ning to cha we rim pu che Gusi Panchen ma je sim la ye Gusi Panchen ma je sim la ye Gutze Shabete Gutze Shabete Tushena
Tuchena, Tenenga zu mixe kuntu lada nangbe chongdu chozo kushep Rigzin Dorjila ne sungshe nangyu. I request our special guest, the acting president of LBA, Rigzin Dorji, to deliver his speech.
Juni School Changwapo, Ishe Dolme Rapsilwa, Jixten Sungi Munsilwa, Jambe Yangla, Chaksalo. May I ask permission to today's chief guest, because I speak on my mother tongue from Ladakh. Dini Skundon So, Estonian Parliamentary Tuzmi Langyas, Tena Sive Skundon, Ziga Rimboche Sospe Rimboche Langyas, Tena Sola Pod Junge Matai Sponbo President Skundun, Tena Sola, Tena Pod Junge Ngata Parliamentary Matai Ushkyong Junba, Tene Ngata Rimbo Geshesle, Tena Sola Tene Ika Donpo Chigal ne Mamang Pek Skoda Zateduk, Tena Sola Tene Ngata Pod Jungne Skotkane Nimang Langas, Tena Sola Tene Ngata Sose Director Nang School Gergantang, Tene Loptuk Langas, Tene Ngat San Mangpek Ika Jod Nganches Mera, Sompa I Desika Juskane Skundun Sangmala, Jule Tashis Delek. Demba Tene Diring Jacques Sangpo Karma Sangpe Tushik Tene Dharamshala I Nasa Chinglap Chaneka Diring Ngatang Sangme Tinchan Ngatang Rimboche skundune skui chungskarla tenenge ningne sowa mozlam nangyampo Panchen rimboche skundunla koe chungskarla tenenge tashis delegation tukje chejun demba diring ngatang sangme pya ma thatpe jakchigang in tenaw nangyampo nge ngarang samsuljik diring ika borin I samsul bo nge man yu ladak yong se nangpa changme samsul jik dringai ka kurte jaltenju demba ngatang changma thugyujot Panchen rimboche dring ngata podena nga gyalwa thapchat iju nurbi stingma tene khong na danda yang ngate chose rimboche jik mane met demba dring ma skitpe jakin par in nang logrene nga ma sode mede jakchang sorara demba ngatang changma thugyujot skundun ijunurbi ngonjin zaptel tingne tene khong ma chungtuzla lo trugena tene gyanak junge dagzum gyapte diring kara yot zerkan bo khora ngata chwa mette diring ngata ma sode mede sperajiginju ngana sambena tewang samara diring yot bo kuskunu ina rimboche skundun mo yotte ina he zerkan sperano diring diring ngatang mimang la teo rimboche Panchen rimboche skundun ngata jalgyu mane meteno demba iu semena ma konto yongche spera inok samara diring ngatang kong skui chungskar la ngatang zoma zateno innang diring ran seme bugakspo zerche sang jak inok samara yang itok jak singata thoma mano diring ei kartex pekane ngatang zamlina jikstene na yotkane mimang sangmala yuwa phol goisas po khakchani nok samara demba diringiu Panchen rimboche skundune ka mios pa songte mano iwi jikstene ka yotkane nangpa changme ka mios pa songte nok ju demba ngatang sangma thukyujot diring khong bonglo pentis la ngatang diring ka khong nonte no diring sakpa ngatang jalgyu mane mette nok ju yongche chane tusune na demba ngar shuk na nyampo diplomacy indo ya ngata kau indo sangma thap gyute tene demba Panchen rimboche skorbo I jiksten la ngonchu goshes inok samara demba media briefing gyute yondu para news na gyute yondu minda gyanak junge konge lan minda saldu para kong ngaje ma chospin para kong teo judu kong lobjong mane itsin fe lobjong zadena yot judu demba tezok chachina bo demba ma sembena kyomo charak tena ngata sembena cerka yongara ju demba diring podmi junga ta cerka yote inokpa inna tenela I zamblina yotkane nangpauna tene ma short thaglungji yote no ju demba diringa thatpora diringa ta CTA president sospe ko executive member thangme diring iskaps pe na ijak zangpe na ladak nang pe chokdu se chap choste thusesla ngajai ka bodazas tewa ladak yong se nangpa thangme chokne chap juste thukje chejun katin chejun demba yongche chane tusene nanga kazuk sik ngata Panchen rimboche skola ngata chala zun zat goshesino tang peka ladak spawn bingches inzer kan bongaje diring ngijauna local chot kazuk tusina ngata zer gosad na ngatang tetus fe na ngatang sama nur manura ladak spawn nang ngije gyapne bingchesino demba iu jikstene nanga diring sakpa macha kanjik nios pajik ngata na chen yoteno ngata thugu chunji ka lo tuk manon kanji thugu ji diring kangwa kherte yot zerkan beka diring ma I jikstene ka ma thechom chenmoji gino I jikstene phia ma spera chenmoji gino samara yu diring ngata chose uskyongji manpa sujik inna I joksik chadna demba teo mangste mios pajik chakanji gino samara ngarai demba tashilumbi ding ziga rimboche sospe iga rimboche langas mangpe iskote duk nirang unang tukje chejuat katin chejuat barson bo ngata tus pe na I barson bun zat goshes bo khaksan inok samara ngati barson bo kazuk siga zadin ngatang sangmer tinchan savelama iji nurbus kundune kalob nangshin zaches siamstang ningje nang nyampo diri ngatang te ngatang short haglungun ngon chuanaju demba yang launching e demba atene ding igane Panchen rimboche skundunla skui trungskarla ladak yongse nangpa sangme chokne sabjuste skui trungskarla trashis delegation yang muslim tabin ngatang thwa tene Panchen rimboche gyoksang ngatang jalte tene khoi chinglapo ngatang thobin something ye suba muslim inju yang inawe ka mang nge jukdin demba tene dazuk sik ngaja nije lonjing moladna demba teka ngaja changma gyapte ladakh spe nangpa manpa I Himalayan rilgyude nangpa changma ngatang changma chikdik songte bingo ses bo khaksani no thukje chejun tene nga yang lanchik dabste president ngata CTA uskyong tang member changmala tene ngaja ika chap salte ika spera ngizer chukches pa thukje che yang ngatang changme tincha Savelame skuche tarchik samara tenao chokla Panchen rimboche long live Panchen rimboche long live Tlai Lama tukje che samara
tukje taringi zegu di thola chenga dinshu piwa nangdar sane su chebeb nangwe kyabje lochen rimboche cho taring sane su pebyu gya kungkham deming kembe taring zegu di thola ngwe su pe matubza rimboche cho gi taringi zegwe thola sungchin shi zedu sungchin di dugding gi la chidi pyo gi shudu sembe kenzing ne tojan nangyu. Our special guest Kyabje Lochen Rinpoche, who has come all the way from Spiti to be here with us today for this commemoration. Rinpoche has not been able to make it here personally this morning since Rinpoche is not feeling well. I request Dugden Ki, head of the Tibet Advocacy Section, to read his statement.
Tashtele Rinpoche Sunti Jalo Shuchochi Kusi Peche Kunti Chuchi Bacho Kunda Sumsonga La Pepe Kui Tungar Ki Mixe Zego Sungsi Kap Theri Nyamshu Chagui Kokap Nangwar Ning Takpane Tukchi Shugutang Teni Lana Mebe Sonam Ki Kokap Shik Topar Nyam Yongyang Sem Kyowa Shigla Kusi Chungsi Rinpoche Cho Kuna Hachang Chungune Yabyum Talhe Yami Marpe Zinsung Michele Debe Chachuki Karsong Chame to Tangdu Tade Par Zamling Nang Kong Kangshu Yu Kangshu Ki Nesu Sulayang Shugume Rawang Tha Mangchor Gashen Tha Yapyon Nang Ken Zamling Kangsar Shukbe Shungmang Sulayang Yamar La Kunsi Rinpoche Lojo Yongyur Neshu Thakot Göbe Bugu Shuguyin Tadu Gewa Yapse Shenzom Nyurdo Yongwatang Pela Rawang Tha Yagar Himalaya Rigula Sungyop Saden Denja Zamling Kyoyon La Shide Kyabe Redunche and the Sunti Inchinala Jaloshushachik. I am honored to be invited here to celebrate the 35th birthday of the 11th Panchen Rinpoche. At the same time, I feel extremely saddened to recall that at a very young age, he was taken away along with his family by Communist China. Their whereabouts are still unknown to the world. I strongly condemn this inhuman action of Panchen Lama being taken away by Communist China. I would like to request the peace and freedom-loving people all over the world to urge the Chinese government to release him immediately so that he can perform his historical dharma activities. Lastly, I pray that His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Panchen Lama's in-person meeting takes place as soon as possible. May Tibet be free and may the security of the Indian Himalaya region be assured. Tucheche, thank you very much.
Tuchena, tene mixe kundu Estonia Pudun Gabyor Sobe Tetu Bakushab Roy Strider Lanesung Shenangyu. I request our special guest coordinator of Tibet support groups in Estonia, Roy Strider, to deliver his speech.
Tashidele, Trunkar Tashidele, Panchen Rinpoche. I'm proud to be here, and we came a long way from Estonia to support Tibetan cause to support Tibetans and to show that nothing is forgot. We are with you, and we are trying to support and help you. In 2008, I went to Tibet, and I was there to investigate and report worst human rights violations which is happening in Tibet, sadly. And during that time, I had a chance also to visit Tashilimpo monastery in Tibet. And the monastery was still working. Panchen Rinpoche, of course, is missing, but his spirit was still there, and the spirit was still strong. Some 5, 6, 7 years ago, I do remember I was in Matsnuga with some Estonian tourist group, and one Estonian young lady rushed into our hotel and said, "Listen, come outside, come to help. One little boy is missing, and everybody are looking for him," because she saw stickers of missing Panchen Lama, and she didn't know the background, but she was very worried. And yes, she was right. We have not to stop looking for Panchen Rinpoche. It's very important to remember and talk about his destiny all over the world, because he is the youngest political prisoner on the world. And it's a sad story, but with my heart full of hope and compassion, I really hope that in one good day Panchen Lama can stay and stand here and talk to all of us. So all the best to you, and we Estonians, we try to speak short and just make our point. All the best, Tashidele.
Thank you. Tine mixi kunje Estonia chozo tumi kushab tarmo tamla ne sungshe nangyu. I request our special guest, honorable member of Estonian Parliament, Tarmo Tam, to deliver his speech.
Dear friends, I'm very glad to be here. I'm very glad to celebrate together with you Panchen Lama's birthday. It is very important to celebrate days what's mean for you something, what's are be important. If you celebrate them, that means that you remember, and that is important. Estonia is a small country and with a big neighbor, and we lost our freedom in 1940, and we got it back by accidentally, somehow, and that means that you never know what can happen, and that's why the work you do here is very important. Never give up, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Tine pegi deoga tsokwane lushe Chungsi Rinpoche sheba sigbu shugyu. Next we have a song titled Chungsi Rinpoche by the Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Tuchichena. Tene mixe kundu Estonia Tözo ge Tsozo Nanyong Ken Tözo Tumi Kushep Hen Poluwas Chone Sungshe Nangyu. I request our special guest Hen Poluwas, Honorable Member of Estonian Parliament, to deliver his speech.
What can I do? This is working. I try again. Tashi telek. Rockpala. Tepoyin pe. Dear Mr. President, dear Mr. Speaker, it's a great honor to be here. There is thousands of kilometers or miles which are separating us, Estonia and Tibet, but it doesn't matter. We have more common as you can think. For instance, sun and moon, of course. But both our people, our nation, they are kind, nice, hard-working, peace-loving, and we have both amazingly beautiful nature. You have mountains, high mountains. We have sea, deep sea. And we have in history, in our history, we have one common thing more, and this is not nice, unfortunately. I speak about occupation. Estonia was occupied. You are now. And Estonians know better than other European nations what it means. What means to be occupied by communists? What means if you don't have freedom, independence? What means if your people are arrested, deported, murdered, tortured? What it means if occupator makes a brainwashed for your children? But fortunately, Estonia became free. We were occupied 50 years. This is a long time, you know it. But we never lost the flame of freedom. We never lost hope. We never lost faith that we will be free someday. And the day came. And now, when we are free, we don't forget what it means. We don't forget other nations which are suffering the same things. And because we came here, that's why, to show our support for you, to show that we hope and we have a faith with you that Tibet will be free
some time. The world is full of miracles, and I think this miracle will come. Don't lose the faith. Pökalo kialo. Pökaleo. Pökialo.
Thank you. Tene kunjun so Estonia chozo gi chidele den sojong gi chomita chozo peden gyapgyor chogbe chozo kushap yukukhal right chone sungshenangyu. May I request our chief guest to deliver his address.
Hello, my dear friends, because I'm really sure that we are friends. As N spoke already, yeah, we have had a similar past. The past, well, terribly similar, but yes, we hope we will have similar future, what is not terrible. Actually, my dear friends, His Holiness Dalai Lama today morning told me, when I asked about today's world, what's going on, about is it going on, are we talking about Third World War, and what are our weapons? His Holiness answered, thinking. Thinking is our weapon. All right, I said, thinking. But, well, you may think, but if another side keeps deporting people, kidnapping people, throwing bombs, violating every possible right, every possible human right, everything, does thinking really help? Well, I think it helps because every small nation, well, we are talking about 6 million, a little bit more, Tibetan people, and about only 1 million Estonian people, 1 million. But if we don't think, and if we don't think big, oh, thank you, then we are just dying out. But this never happens. N was right, world is full of miracles, and one of these miracles is that the empires of cruelness, hopelessness, like Russia, like China, still exist. But every miracle ends ordinary. It will end. Every empire turns to dust. We are here as a window to more Western thinking, democratic thinking, and really supporting Tibetan to be free and freedom. Tibetan freedom. This is a guest of Estonian Parliament wants to see, absolutely, as we were trusting another countries when we were occupied. It's our task to do it, but not only our task, it's your task as well. But together, and I'm not talking only about Estonians and Tibetans, I'm talking about normal world without cruel miracles. We will end these fucking empires. We will break down murders. Free Tibet! Thank you!
Thank you. Tene permitting Zugi, Chide Tungji, Kamachuing Lane, Tuji Cheshu, Sungshenangyu. I request Kamachuing, Secretary, Department of Information and International Relations, Central Tibetan Administration, to deliver the word of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, today as we gather to celebrate the 35th birthday celebration of our revered religious leader, His Eminence, the 11th Panchen Lama, our hearts are heavy with profound sense of loss and longing. For 28 years, the government of People's Republic of China has arbitrarily arrested and enforced the disappearance of the 11th Panchen Lama, Jetsun, Tenzin, Gedhun, Yeshi, Thinley, Phuntsok, Sangpo, widely recognized by his lay name, Gedhun Choji Nima, at tender age of 6, along with his entire family, and Chartered Rinpoche, the former abbot of Tashi Lumbu Monastery and chair of the search committee for 10 Panchen Lama's reincarnation. Since then, he has been held in undisclosed location, deprived of his rightful place as a spiritual leader, and denied the basic freedoms that we all hold dear. His disappearance symbolizes more than just plight of one individual. It represents the systematic repression of religious and cultural freedoms in Tibet. It is a stark reminder of the ongoing human rights abuses perpetrated by the People's Republic of China's Chinese government against Tibetan Buddhists. But even in the face of such adversity, our resolve remains unshaken. We are here today to reaffirm our commitment to justice and to call for immediate and unconditional release of the 11th Panchen Lama. Tibetans and Buddhists around the world have been hoping to catch a glimpse of His Eminence, the 11th Panchen Lama, a wish that has regrettably remained unfulfilled. As we come together to celebrate this bittersweet occasion, let us honor the memory of the 11th Panchen Lama by renewing our commitments to the values of justice, compassion, and solidarity. Let us stand united in our determination to seek truth and accountability, and to ensure that the voices of the disappeared are heard and their rights are upheld. Over the years, governments, parliamentarians, non-governmental organizations, UN human rights bodies and mechanisms, Buddhists and individuals throughout the world have shared a common grief and concern regarding the disappearance of the Panchen Lama. It is their unwavering support and tireless advocacy and steadfast belief in justice have been a source of strength and comfort to all of us. It is imperative that we continue to raise our voices to shine a light on the plight of the Panchen Lama and to pressure the People's Republic of China to uphold its constitutional guarantees and international obligations. We cannot rest until the PRC government immediately disclose credible information on whereabouts and the well-being of Panchen Lama, and to allow to fulfill his sacred duties as the Panchen Lama. On the occasion of the 11th Panchen Lama's 35th birthday, the Central Tibetan Administration extends its heartfelt gratitude to the Estonian Parliamentary delegation led by the President of Estonian Parliamentary Tibet Support Group, Mr. Yoku Karl Reid, honorable guests from the Himalayan region, our media guests from Delhi, who have taken time out of their busy schedules to be with us on this special occasion. Your presence here today has not only added a touch of prestige to our event, but has also enriched it with wisdom, experience, and insights. Furthermore, we extend our appreciation to the DIR staff, volunteers, and others involved for working tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event a resounding success. Lastly, but certainly not the least, we extend our sincere thanks to each and every one of you, our esteemed audience, for your active participation and unwavering support throughout the program. Once again, thank you all for joining us today and making this event a memorable one. Together, we can bring about the release of the 11th Panchen Lama and ensure that justice prevails. Long live His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama, and long live His Eminence the 11th Panchen Lama. Thank you all. Thank you all very much.
투첸하고 테네 제림기 타마르 창마 쿠셴토 벽이 되가 저번에 덴지 면함 숭되난규. We conclude today's event with the prayer of truth. Please rise. Tuchena, Samdine Taring, Quincy Panchen Kuntain Chujiba, Jetsun Tenzin Gedhun Yeshi, Thinley, Phuntsok Sangpo, Kongdang Sumju Songa La Pepe, Gui Tunga Tujin, Sungzi Shugu, Shungde Zego, Gekenga Chewayi. With this, we have come to the end of official commemoration of the 35th birthday of His Serenity, the 11th Panchen Lama, Jetsun Tenzin Gedhun Yeshi, Thinley, Phuntsok Sangpo. Thank you very much. There is an announcement for the media friends. The press conference will be held in the room on the left of the entrance of the temple.